Strategic management is an ongoing, systematic process. It involves the careful planning, diligent implementation, and continuous evaluation of decisions. This rigorous approach guides an organization toward achieving its overarching objectives. The primary purpose of strategic management is to enable organizations to attain their long-term goals effectively. It provides a roadmap for navigating complex business landscapes and securing future success. Without it, organizations risk drifting without clear direction. It is crucial to understand that strategic management is not a one-time event or a singular project. It is an enduring organizational discipline that demands constant attention. Its very nature dictates a sustained commitment. Instead, strategic management operates as a continuous cycle. This cycle encompasses thorough analysis, decisive action, and adaptive adjustments. It ensures the organization remains responsive and relevant in its operating environment. The importance of strategic management cannot be overstated. It is absolutely crucial for achieving sustainable success and maintaining competitive advantage. Organizations that neglect strategic planning often find themselves struggling to thrive. This entire process unfolds within the context of a highly dynamic and often unpredictable environment. Market shifts, technological advancements, and evolving consumer demands all necessitate agile strategic responses. A static strategy is a failing strategy. The Industrial Organization, or I/O model, places significant emphasis on the importance of external factors. It suggests that the industry in which a firm operates profoundly influences its potential for profitability. Understanding this external landscape is paramount. Key external factors include the overarching industry structure. This encompasses aspects like barriers to entry, buyer and supplier power, and the threat of substitutes. These elements define the competitive intensity. Competition itself is another critical external factor. The number and strength of rivals, along with their strategic maneuvers, dictate market dynamics. Firms must constantly monitor and react to competitive pressures. Furthermore, broader economic conditions play a pivotal role. Factors such as interest rates, inflation, and economic growth directly impact consumer spending and investment. These macroeconomic forces shape the playing field for all participants. Collectively, these external factors significantly shape a firm's strategy. They dictate what opportunities are available and what threats must be mitigated. A firm's strategic choices are often constrained or enabled by its industry context. The core suggestion of the I/O model is that a firm's performance is primarily determined by industry attractiveness. Operating in a high-growth, less competitive industry can inherently lead to greater profitability. Industry choice is therefore a critical strategic decision. Company action under the I/O model primarily involves thoroughly analyzing the industry environment. This comprehensive analysis uses tools such as Porter's 5 forces. It aims to dissect the structural characteristics of the market. Through this analysis, companies identify promising opportunities and potential threats. Understanding these external forces allows firms to anticipate challenges and capitalize on favorable conditions. Strategic foresight is a key outcome. Finally, firms position themselves to capitalize on the most promising prospects within that industry. This often involves selecting attractive market segments or developing strategies that leverage favorable industry structures. Strategic positioning becomes a defining characteristic. In contrast to the I/O model, the resource-based view, or RBV, focuses squarely on a firm's internal resources and capabilities. It shifts the strategic lens inward, emphasizing what an organization possesses and how it utilizes it. The internal environment takes center stage. The primary drivers of competitive advantage under the RBV are a firm's internal resources. These can be tangible assets like physical capital or intangible assets such as intellectual property. They represent what a firm owns. Alongside resources, internal capabilities are equally vital. These are the firm's abilities to deploy resources, often in combination, to achieve a desired outcome. Capabilities represent what a firm can do. The overarching goal of the RBV is to achieve sustainable competitive advantage. This advantage stems from developing and leveraging unique internal strengths. It moves beyond merely responding to external conditions. Key to superior performance, according to RBV, are resources that are unique and valuable. Such resources are difficult for competitors to imitate, substitute, or obtain. Examples of such resources include proprietary technology. Exclusive patents or unique production processes can confer a significant advantage. This intellectual property offers a protective barrier. Highly skilled employees also represent a crucial resource. Their expertise, experience, and collective knowledge form an invaluable human capital base. Talent becomes a strategic asset. A strong brand reputation is another potent example. Trust, recognition, and customer loyalty built over time are incredibly difficult for rivals to replicate quickly. Brand equity translates directly into competitive power. Company action guided by the RBV involves identifying core competencies. These are the unique bundles of resources and capabilities that set a firm apart. They are the true source of strategic advantage. Subsequently, firms must actively develop these core competencies. This requires investment in training, R&D, and organizational learning. Continuous improvement of these competencies is essential. Finally, firms must strategically leverage these core competencies for sustainable advantage. This means aligning their business strategies to maximize the impact of their unique internal strengths. It's about deploying what makes you exceptional. The dynamic capabilities approach builds directly upon the foundations laid by the resource-based view. While RBV highlights the importance of unique resources, dynamic capabilities address how those resources evolve. It adds a crucial temporal dimension to the RBV. Its primary emphasis is on a firm's ability to adapt and reconfigure its resources and capabilities. In today's volatile markets, simply possessing resources is not enough. The ability to change them is paramount. This emphasizes organizational agility. This approach is particularly critical in response to rapidly changing market conditions. When industries face disruption, technological shifts, or evolving customer demands, static capabilities become obsolete. Adaptability is key to survival. There is a pressing need for organizations to be flexible and innovative. Rigidity can be a death sentence in fast-paced environments. Firms must embrace change as a constant, not an exception. Furthermore, organizations must be constantly learning and evolving. This implies a culture of continuous improvement, experimentation, and knowledge acquisition. Organizational learning underpins dynamic capabilities. The ultimate goal of the dynamic capabilities approach is to help organizations stay ahead of the competition. By proactively sensing and seizing new opportunities, firms can maintain their leadership position. It's about anticipating the future. Key processes involved include sensing opportunities in the market. This requires astute environmental scanning, market research, and a deep understanding of emerging trends. It's about early detection. Once opportunities are sensed, firms must be capable of seizing them. This involves making timely investments, developing new products or services, and executing strategic initiatives with speed. Decisive action is vital. Finally, organizations must be adept at reconfiguring their existing resources to meet these new challenges. This might involve divesting old assets, acquiring new capabilities, or restructuring the organization. It's about strategic transformation. Stakeholder theory offers a broader and more inclusive perspective on strategic management. It moves beyond a sole focus on shareholder value, recognizing a wider array of influential parties. This approach reframes organizational purpose. Its central emphasis is on considering the interests and demands of all stakeholders. These groups profoundly affect or are affected by the organization's actions. Their perspectives are integral to strategy. Examples of key stakeholders include the organization's employees. Their well-being, motivation, and engagement directly impact productivity and innovation. Employees are more than just a cost center. Customers are another vital stakeholder group. Their satisfaction, loyalty, and evolving needs are central to the firm's revenue and market success. Their voice must be heard and addressed. Suppliers also represent critical stakeholders. Healthy, long-term relationships with suppliers ensure consistent quality, timely delivery, and competitive pricing. They are partners in value creation. Beyond the immediate business ecosystem, the community is a significant stakeholder. This includes local residents, environmental groups, and government bodies. Their acceptance and support are essential for social license to operate. The core suggestion of stakeholder theory is that a successful strategy must create value for all stakeholders, not just shareholders. A holistic approach to value creation fosters long-term organizational health. It's about shared prosperity. This approach has significant implications involving important ethical considerations. Decisions must be weighed not just on financial returns, but also on their fairness and impact on various groups. Ethical conduct becomes a strategic imperative. Furthermore, it entails a commitment to social responsibility. Firms are expected to act as good corporate citizens, contributing positively to society and mitigating negative externalities. Corporate social responsibility is integrated into strategy. Ultimately, stakeholder theory emphasizes building strong, trusting relationships with key stakeholders. These relationships foster collaboration, reduce conflict, and enhance the firm's reputation and resilience. It cultivates a robust network of support. Understanding these diverse strategic management approaches provides a valuable toolkit for navigating business complexities. Each model offers a distinct lens through which to analyze the environment and guide decision-making. No single approach holds all the answers. Effective strategic actions often involve a multifaceted approach, beginning with analyzing the external environment. This includes understanding industry structure, competitive forces, and macroeconomic trends. A clear external picture is foundational. Simultaneously, organizations must focus on leveraging their internal resources. Identifying core competencies and developing unique capabilities creates a robust internal foundation. Strength from within complements external insight. Crucially, strategy involves constantly adapting to change. Dynamic capabilities ensure that resources and capabilities remain relevant and effective in evolving markets. Agility is a prerequisite for enduring success. Furthermore, a comprehensive strategy considers the needs of all stakeholders. Balancing diverse interests builds trust, enhances reputation, and ensures long-term viability. Stakeholder engagement is not merely an option, but a necessity. By integrating these perspectives, organizations can develop and implement robust strategies. These strategies are designed not just for short-term gains, but for sustainable success. This integrated approach ultimately leads to long-term value creation for all involved parties. It fosters a resilient, ethical, and highly adaptive organization. Value is generated across the entire ecosystem. The best practice in modern strategic management suggests that most effective organizations integrate elements from multiple approaches. They do not adhere rigidly to one model. A blended approach offers greater versatility. Ultimately, successful strategic management involves tailoring the specific approaches and frameworks to the organization's unique context and goals. Flexibility in applying these principles is the hallmark of strategic excellence. It's about choosing the right tools for the job.